Hi, my name is Rob Pope, Senior Consultant and Partner with Ecolite Energy Solutions. It's my pleasure to present on behalf of the Regional District of Okanagan-Similkameen this six-part series on the subject of best practices in building planning design, compliance, best practices in building envelopes, and high-performance HVAC systems. In the first 5 sessions, we covered strategies for building energy efficient homes. We discussed the energy and zero carbon step codes and their compliance requirements. We covered working with energy advisors. We covered building envelopes. We explored HVAC systems, equipment, and processes. And today we're going to look at how best to work with your builder. For most people, building a home is likely the biggest purchase they will ever make. But it's not just an investment of money, it's also an investment of hope and expectations. And so choosing the right builder is very critical. There are many types of builder-client arrangements and relationships in building projects. However, let's assume that your project will have a builder to carry the process through from concept to occupancy. And let's assume the builder is licensed. What does that mean? Well, it means you'll have a professional builder taking care of legal requirements and documentation, permits, approvals, legal documents, contracts, and so on. Planning and design, working with the architect or house designer, and all consultants and trades to help coordinate and refine that house design. Budget, develops and manages the overall project budget and tracks it along the course of its development. Sourcing and procuring materials, all construction materials, directly or indirectly through subtrades. Construction supervision, this is on-site supervision of all trades, including subcontractors. The builder is responsible for health and safety and implementing and enforcing all the health and safety requirements on site. Communication, critical communication with client, consultants, trades, authorities having jurisdictions, suppliers, and so on. And that builder is responsible for inspections and the final handover. Final thorough inspection and provides the client with documentation, warranties, and deals with any post-construction issues after occupancy. To become a professional licensed builder, one must meet the qualifications of the Homeowner Protection Act and regulations. And in order to meet those qualifications, they'll have to have at least 24 months of experience within the past 5 years and be able to pass the standards for 7 core competencies. Those are relevant enactments, construction management and supervision, construction technology, customer service and home warranty insurance, financial planning and budget management, legal issues, and business planning, management, and administration. Additionally, the licensed builder is required to continue their training and stay current by completing a minimum of 20 professional development points per year. Training can be informal, like structured courses or training sessions, but it can also be informal, like conferences, seminars, or workshops. Remember though, this is the most basic qualifications to become a licensed builder. With the prerequisites that come with a licensed builder, you also get home warranty insurance, which provides a minimum coverage including 2 years on labor and material, 5 years on the building envelope including water penetration, 10 years on the structure of the home. BC Housing, by the way, has a very useful guide for both builders and homeowners that goes into great detail about that coverage. There's a few things to keep in mind if you're the homeowner working with your builder. One of them is budget and schedule. Plan for schedule delays and budget creep. There are many valid reasons for delays and cost increases during construction. Contingency planning for these situations will not only provide some resilience, but importantly, would also reduce stress. Form over function. Too much focus on aesthetics can overlook functionality and lead to spaces that look great but don't meet your needs. For example, Make sure you allow enough room for your HVAC system. No IDP, that's integrated design process. Your builder, in some cases architect designer, energy advisor, HVAC designer, and other consulting professionals should coordinate at the earliest stage of design, before permit application ideally, to ensure that you have a team that is aligned with your goals and expectations. If you really want to reduce costs, delays, and surprises during construction, you want to engage in an integrated design process, an IDP. In the IDP stage, the builder is central to all other consultants, trades, and suppliers. Without IDP, what do we have? We have silo-based thinking, uncoordinated project objectives, inadequate focus on whole home building, unrealized opportunities, and a greater potential for cost overruns and schedule delays during construction. No real upside to not doing the IDP. IDP facilitates discussions on critical high performance opportunities and challenges and establishes a team approach on how to address any concerns. It takes a holistic view of the construction process, costing, design, energy compliance, material selection, and building constraints. And it provides objective insights and ideas, clear communication of performance targets, strategies for achieving them, and continuous improvement through feedback loops. In other words, get the design as comprehensive as possible first, then build it, as opposed to design as you go and hope it all works out. Finally, HVAC is the most unregulated critical component of the building process. But your builder can make sure you get the ideal HVAC system for your project if they ensure these 7 steps are followed. Stage 1, discovery, where we discover key imperatives for the project, client expectations, budget, compliance requirements, and more. Stage 2, load calculations, the foundation that guides everything that comes next. Stage 3, equipment selection, which includes not just the brand or model of equipment, but also the technology, the energy source, the distribution system, and how it is all controlled. Stage 4 is the design, the HVAC design. One option is you get whatever happens to be in the van. The other option is a coordinated, detailed design that articulates the agreed upon strategy and provides a set of specifications for the installer to follow. Stage 5, installation. There needs to be a way to verify the installation meets the design intent and does so with an acceptable quality of workmanship. Stage 6, performance verification, which is ensuring the system installed is actually doing what it's supposed to do, meets all the manufacturer's testing requirements and documents it all. And finally, stage 7, which is the handover to the homeowner. We have to ensure that the homeowner is familiar with all major components of the system, how to control it, how to maintain it, and who to call if there is ever an issue. And that brings us to the end of the 6th chapter on working with your builder. And here are some resources that are very helpful. Again, this was the 6th chapter of a 6-part series on best practices in building planning design, compliance, best practices in building envelope, and high performance HVAC systems. And just to remind you, other chapters in this series include Introduction and Strategies for Building an Energy Efficient Home, Energy Step Code, Zero Carbon Step Code, and Regulatory Compliance, Working with Energy Advisors, Building Envelope, Heating, Cooling, and Ventilation, and finally, what we did cover today, Working with your builder. Thank you very much for your time.